So far, the feedback to Below has been overwhelmingly positive. I think for fans, it's a record that a lot of people can relate to lyrically. And for our peers, it's something that people can really enjoy musically. So it's a good combination of both those things. And I think there's something for everybody on the record. And it makes for a very interesting listen. And so far, people seem to like it. So we're stoked. The biggest difference between Below and our previous records is that most of the music for Below was actually written on the road, and that's something that previously was never done before for any Beartooth records. And then all of the lyrics and the melodies were mostly written in isolation while during the pandemic. So it makes for a juxtaposition sonically and lyrically on this record that makes it a lot different than our previous releases. It makes for a very interesting sound because musically it's very based upon a live setting because we were on tour and playing shows. So you get a lot of that like high energy music, but the lyrics take a deep dive internally, and so it makes for a very interesting juxtaposition. A lot of our inspiration, especially for Below, came from performing live and getting a feel for what a live audience enjoys during a performance, and also just like hanging out in the back of the bus after the show and listening to new music and kind of like, you know, throwing ideas back and forth on like what people enjoy. So that's how the tracks kind of like initially come together, and that's what makes for the sound that you hear on Below. I think touring is something that everybody in the band enjoys, and being away from it for the last year or so has really made us miss it even more. We do tour very aggressively when we're on cycle, but having this time away has kind of made me appreciate it even more. So we're all very excited to get back on the road. The hardest part about being on the road is probably lack of sleep, especially for me. I have a hard time sleeping on moving vehicles, which it makes it pretty difficult, but it's definitely worth it. Everybody really enjoys being on the road, and we all miss it very much. We just can't wait to get back. I don't think Caleb writes songs particularly to connect with other people on purpose. He writes his lyrics internally and just tries to be as open and honest about what he's going through as he possibly can. And I think that kind of just ends up leading to a lot of people relating to it. Music fans can sense honesty, and the more honest he can be with his lyrics, I think the more people relate to it. And, when we play shows and we see people singing along and really relating to those songs, it really means a lot, and it makes the experience that much more special. For me, bands that kind of initially got me into playing music were in like the nu metal era. So my two big ones are probably Korn and Limp Bizkit. And that was like before I got like into my punk stage, and I was more listening to like nu metal. And honestly, I think if we could tour with either one of those bands, it would be fantastic. My favorite kind of atmosphere to play in is definitely the festival atmosphere. There just is nothing that beats playing with a ton of other awesome bands and seeing those big crowds go crazy for bands that you love, and during your set as well. It's just it's an atmosphere at a music festival that just can't be beat. So we are super busy getting touring plans together. Now that the pandemic has been kind of winding down in the States, we're going on tour here in a few weeks, honestly, and very excited about that. We have Europe planned for next year, and this record cycle, a goal of ours is to get to a lot of places that we have not been before. And we would absolutely love to make our way to Indonesia. A lot of things have to move forward, like pandemic-wise and things like that, to make it happen. But hopefully we can make it, and we'd love to get out there and play for all you guys.